Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room where I'm back after a little bit of time being gone. And this is Friday Sews, when we talk about sewing and life. Click on the hashtag, you'll find all kinds of Friday Sewists. And don't forget to check out Friday Sews Central on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Okay, let's talk sewing. I haven't gotten a lot done because I was gone for a week, and I just got back earlier this week, and I thought I'm not in the mood to sew clothing. I'm in the mood to sew crafts and quilts and stuff like that. So I have been doing that. I've been working on the Nativity sets that I neglected for about 3 years. This is Simplicity 8776. It is a pattern from 1978. I made it back then, and now I'm making 5 more because I have 5 daughters and I thought it would be nice for them to have them. So far, I've gotten all 5 sheep done. One of them looks like this, kind of like a bunny rabbit. Kind of. It's, I don't know what this is called, the fabric. It's like eyelash, I guess, maybe you'd call it. And this, of course, is shearling. But I got those done. I basted those together when I was at a social about a week and a half ago. And I forgot that these have a little belly on them. And so I just stitched them together like this. So they only would have had 2 legs. But I'd hand stitched them. So I took them apart and made them so they have 4. Some things I want to tell you about these. I also have 5 camels. That's about it so far. I do have a person that's partially done, but I have a bunch of these that are all ready to go together. So 5 more of those. I wanted to tell you a couple of things about doing this. This pattern from 1978 essentially says, sew it together and stuff it and you're done. Well, there are a lot of problems with that. That's what I did when I made it the first time. But I looked at the way it was put together and I thought, how can I make this better? How can I make this so it will last longer? So I did some things, and I want to tell you about what those were. First of all, popsicle sticks. I think I got these at Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure I did. And they come in a variety of colors, you know, that's all they are, popsicle sticks. You can cut them with scissors, and I did. I cut them in half, and what I did was I put them into the legs of each one of these camels and the sheep, and I'll do the donkeys the same way. The reason I'm doing that is to make it stiff enough so that it will stand up. So what makes a difference is that this thing can stand up by itself. If it were stuffed, it would want to, you know, move around and maybe not stand up as easily. So that's a really good tip for you. If you're going to make a stuffed animal like this, stabilize the legs if they're skinny and they have to stand up. Like if you're making a horse or I don't know, anything that's going to stand up like that and have to stand on its own. Stick some stiffener in there somehow, and popsicle sticks work great. I did stuff all the way around the popsicle sticks, and so it still is soft, but it's sturdy. So I did that on both the camels and also on the sheep. Another tip I want to tell you about is doing these little faces. When I stitch those, I use an open toe foot. And you can see the difference. This is a universal foot. You use it for everything. See how there's that plastic piece in the center? That's got those little red lines on it, and those are great. But this lets me see what I'm doing. You can see the difference. It removes all that plastic and metal in the middle, and I love that. It still holds it down so that you can still stitch, but boy, you can get really close in here and you can see exactly what you're doing. So open toe foot is your friend. Also, around all of these things, I have a 1/4 inch seam allowance, like you would with a quilt. I have a foot that is a 1/4 inch foot, and it looks like that. And on this side, right here, that's a 1/4 inch. And it makes it so much easier. I can use this, my universal foot, and that 1/4 inch is right here where the metal meets the plastic. But it's so much easier. With this, I have one on my sewing machine right now so that I can use that edge of my presser foot to have a really, really crisp, clean seam allowance. And I'm telling you what, when you're sewing this kind of stuff, that's important. And my third and final tip is that this time I'm not going to just stuff my people. And this has a round base on it, but I'm not going to just stuff them and expect them to stand up. What I've done is I went to Walmart. I'm not sure where else you can find these because I don't use BB guns, but these are BBs for a BB gun. And what I did was I got a funnel, and before I put the bottom on, I stuck my funnel here. I stuffed it, but then I poured in enough of these BBs to weight it. So this, you can hear it. It's not got more than probably a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons worth of these in it. And these things are heavy. But it's gonna balance it and make it stand up and not want to fall over. I'm gonna do this on all of the people and probably the tree and probably the bottom of the stable. That calls for something to weight it down. I forget what they use. They may tell you sand or something. I can't remember. But I can tell you this is going to do the trick. So 3 things about that. Open toe foot, popsicle sticks, and BBs. And the last sewing thing I want to tell you is that this is a kimono that was given to me for my birthday from my BFF/sister, Trish. It is so cute because it's got that ruffle on the bottom. Well, I want something to wear with it, specifically to wear with this. And I could make a lot of things. I've been debating, do I want a pair of pants? Do I want a dress? Do I want a skirt and a top? What exactly do I want? So I went shopping in my stash and I found this dusty pink. Now it's not coming through as dusty because the light behind me is pretty bright, but maybe if I go over here, it really is kind of a muted pink. And this is a rayon twill. So it's kind of more of a skirt/pants weight. Lightweight pants, but still that weight. And so I was trying to figure out, what do I want to make with it? Do I want to make a pair of wide leg pants? Do I want to make like a shift dress? Maybe something with a ruffle on the bottom. So I don't want to compete with the ruffle on the bottom of this, but I thought it's kind of nice, the volume you get with a little bit of a ruffle. So I don't know what to do with this. So if you have any suggestions, please do leave them in the comments because I always appreciate those, and you all come up with some great stuff all the time. So there you go. That's all sewing. Now I'm going to move on into life. And all I have to tell you really is that I was gone for a week and now I'm back. Leaving, we had a nonstop, great idea. I don't generally like nonstops because I like to be able to get off the plane, walk around, get something to eat, and then get on another plane. I like that. But nonstops have their advantages, and that is mainly that you avoid delays. If you're delayed on your nonstop, no big deal. You're just going to get into your destination a little later. Unlike on the way home for us, where we were delayed out of our city that we flew from, and our connection was going to leave an hour before we got there. That wasn't good. So we ended up traveling back the next day on a nonstop. We got to see my family and my sister, and we went to a reunion and saw a lot of old friends. It was really great. So that was my trip. Now, since I've been back, all I've been working on have been these nativity sets. And so, I don't know, I was just not in the mood to sew. Sometimes you get that way. So I'm going to move on into my little bit of Jesus. And if that's not for you, thank you so much for being here. I love it when you come and visit with me on Friday Sews. And I hope you'll come back. And I hope you'll subscribe. So I will see you next time. If you are one of those people that sticks around, here's something that I heard a couple of days ago that really hit me, because I am a person that was raised in a family that was very highly dysfunctional. And I got told that I was stupid and worthless a lot. And, all of that has been forgiven. It's fine now, but I hear that in my head a lot. Why did you do that? You idiot. Why did you do that? And I have to stop and tell myself that's not true. That's not true. But here's the thing. Sin, anything that takes us away from God, tends to make us look at God and think that he is what we think he is. Not what he actually is, but what we think he is. So when I hear those things in my brain, I think that's what God thinks of me. God doesn't think that of me. God is not judging me. God is loving me. Now, let's not take that too far and say God loves everybody and, everybody's getting into heaven. I do not believe that. But God is not a God who looks at me with a critical eye and tells me how I've failed. That is not God. That is what I think God does. But that's not God. That's me being critical of myself. When I look at God and I see what separates me from him, then I have to remember this is the same God that removed my sin as far as the east is from the west. Never meets. Can't ever be an end to how far that is. So when I remember that humbles me and makes me want to come to God and say, thank you so much for saving me, for redeeming me, for forgiving me for this thing that I did. No matter how foolish, no matter how crazy, no matter how stupid. Yes, I did that. But I know because you made me, Lord, because I am the apple of your eye, because I am loved so incredibly, immeasurably. I know that you don't think I'm stupid. You've heard that saying, God doesn't make junk? Yeah, completely true. So I'll leave you with that for now. I appreciate you all so much. I thank God for you, that God made you, and that you are not junk. And if you think you are, think again. There is a God, and you are the apple of his eye. Okay, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.